So hello students, I guess you are fit and fine at your place. So let's start today's class. Okay students, so see, what do you see in front of your screen? Yes, do you see something? Yes, we can see a painting color, right? And we have a painting brush, right? So students, have you liked to do painting with these colors? Yes, okay. So see, these two students are there, Ramesh and Sandeep. They very like to paint the pictures. Okay students, so they made the two beautiful picture in front of your screen, right? So students, one day they go to the shop. So Ramesh go to the shop and buy a 20 brushes for the rupees of 220. Okay, next day then Sandeep go to that shop only and he bought 15 brush for rupees 180. Okay students, now see, later on Sandeep has find it out that the shopkeeper has overcharged them. Okay, so see how he is wrong or not, how we can come to know that the claim is given by Sandeep, is it correct or incorrect? So let's see students. So you can see students, firstly we will calculate the ratio of brushes. Okay, firstly we will calculate the ratio of brushes which we have. So students, you know how we calculate the ratio for brushes? So you know that for the brushes so we have u 20 by 15, right? And for the second ratio we will going to find it out for the cost. Okay, for the ratio of a cost for the brushes. So you can calculate the ratio for the cost which is given for that quantity. So we can have a cost for 420 for the Ramesh, and for the Sandeep we have 180, right students? Now students, you have to simplify all the terms which you can see in front of you. So if we simplify all the this value which in the form of a fraction, so you will come to know that we have, if we cancel out we get 4 by 3, and here also you can cut it out 0, then you will cut out for the 24 and 18, that is come on 4 by 3. Now students, do you get the same ratios? Yes students? Yes, very good. So we get the same ratios, right? So students, the claim which is said by the Sandeep to Ramesh that shopkeeper has overcharged them. So do you find it out, is it correct or incorrect? Yes, that is incorrect, right students? So that way the shopkeeper has charged both the people equally, but we have come to know that from the only when you calculate the ratios, right? So this is our topic of discussion. To find it out, it's how we can come to know that two ratios are equal. So what we call that quantity. So that we have students, our topic of discussion, that is proportion. Okay, so students, our topic we are going to discuss about today, the proportion. When two ratios are equal in value, then we can say they are in the form of proportion. So let's see how. When two ratios are in equal value, then we can say that they are in equal proportion. So in simple words, we can compare two ratios, right? So a proportion is denoted as these signs. We have these signs to representing the first these four dots, along with we can equally to we can also represent for the proportion. So you can see students, if we have a two ratios which in front of your screen, if we divide students we get 1 by 5. If we simplify it, so that's way we can say these two equal are there. So these are in equal in proportion, right students? We have important terms related to proportion. See, if we have two ratios, that is A, B and C, D, So we can take as such values for AB and CD, that is 2:10, and for the proportion sign and 1:5. So this is a sign for a ratio and this is for the proportion. So remember, this is for the ratio and this is for the proportion. Okay students, now let's see what do you mean by the between terms which is in front of you, that is 1 and 10. What we call these two terms, we call these terms as the means terms. Okay, so remember the two terms which in between, so then we can say these are the means or mean terms, and the terms which is in the last and the first, that is 2 and 5, what we call that students, that is extremes or extremes terms. Okay, so students, make sure you have remembered these important terms. Now students, now you able to tell me that are they are in proportion or not? Yes, now you will able to come to know that which quantity that we call if they are two ratios which are in equal, right? So we will call that quantity as a proportion. Okay students, now students, we can say in front of you one example I put it out which in our surrounding. So you will see that if the two color balls are there, one is in yellow and two in blue color, right? So we can write it down in the form of ratios. So if you will simplify this 2/6, we get 1/3 again. So do we get the two ratios are equal, and then we can say they are in proportion. Okay students, so now let's see, come forward. See, a dog is there, right? And whose shadow is in front of you on the left hand side, right? So the shadow ratio is also there, as well as the real dog height and other weight also there, right? So you can find it out, its ratio, and you will cancel out. So we get 1/2 equal to here also 1/2. So here also we can say they are in proportion. Okay, now students, it's your turn to give me the answer. That is A ratio B proportion C ratio D. The two terms which is B and D are called, what we call these two terms students? Yes, yes, very good. We call those terms as a mean. Right, very good students, let's come forward. So you can see in front of your screen we have a world map, right? Do you find our country India? Yes, where is our country? Yes, here you can see, here is our country, right? And you can see different types of countries, where Russia, Canada, United States, Brazil, and other important, China, right? So these are the Australia. So these are the few countries you can see in front of you, right? Now students, let's come forward. So see, we have an interesting question in front of you. A map is given with the scale. So a map is in front of you. A scale is given to you students, that is 2 centimeter equal to 1000 kilometer. What is the actual distance between the two places in kilometers if the distance in the map is 2.5 centimeter? So you have given a scale students, that is 2 centimeter is equal to 1000 kilometer. So how we will proceed to solve this question? So you have to use this quantity to solve the actual distance for the two places, right? So students, we can find it out. Firstly, 1 centimeter value for in the form of kilometer. So we know that 2 kilometer is equal to 1000 kilometer, right? So here only we calculate the 1 centimeter. So we have 1 centimeter is equal to 1000 by 2 kilometer. Now students, do you get the value in the form of 1 centimeter to how many kilometer? Yes, we get 1000 by 2. If you divide it student, do we get 500 kilometer, right, in form of 1 centimeter. Now students, how you will calculate for the distance of 2.5 kilometers? So what you will do, you just multiply with 2.5 kilometer in this. So you will multiply, then you will get for the 2.5 centimeter how much kilometer we have to multiply it, then you will get the answer in kilometer. Okay students, so what is the correct answer? Write it down. If you get the answer, write it down in the comment box. Yes students, so we have 1250 kilometer is the actual distance for that two places in kilometers. Okay students, check out, do you get the same answer or not? Okay, now students, this boy having another question, is there any other way of finding this actual distance? Yes, do we have any other way to find it out, this distance for the two places? Yes, students, we have. So how you will calculate the distance of that? We can see with the help of a method. You can firstly convert that value into one unit, then you will easily able to find it out. Okay students, so how you will proceed for that? So you know that this is a unitary method, we call it, okay, that we have discussed in the previously. So that way we can only use for the solving that question, okay, which we have done. Now we can use the our method which is in the form of a proportion. So we can use the form of proportion that we know that we are going to discuss. So firstly we have to calculate the 1000 kilometer we have. So but we don't know the actual distance, so we can calculate the x as a kilometer. Okay, the other distance what we have for the 2.5, we have for the 1000 kilometer how many centimeter? 2, and for the 2.5 we need to calculate, right? So now students, you have to cross multiply and get it your answer. So we get 1000 into 2.5 divided by 2 equal to x. Now students, tell me the answer, what you get? How much kilometer do you get? Write it down your answer in the comment box. Yes students, very good. So basically when you cancel out, so firstly you have to remove the point. Now you easily able to solve this. So let's cancel out those terms which are required. So 5 5s are 25 and 5 4s are, and you can cut it the 1000. So do you get 250 into 5? So what is the correct answer students? Write it down your answer in the comment box. Yes, we get the answer as a 1250 kilometer. Okay, so students, in the way of a proportion we also do this question. Okay students, so let's come forward. Now students, see, there is true and false for you students. See, you have to give me the correct answer, true or false. So there are a statement is in front of you, 10 ratio 20 proportion 30 ratio 60. So do they are in the form of proportion or not? You have to tell me, is it a true or false? Yes students, yes, write it down your answer in the comment box and pause this video, then you will do it. Yes students, very good. So basically this is a true statement, right? Why true? Because we know that if we write it down these all in the form of ratio, we get 10 by 20 equal to 30 by 60, right? If you cancel out all the terms, which is we get again 1 by 2 equal to 1 by 2. So then we can say they are in the form of a proportion, right? Now students, see, few objects is in front of your screen. What do you see in front of you? Yes, there we have a beautiful balls. Yes. So how many balls are there? How many balls are there? 6 balls, right? They're blue color balls. So let's see what we have a question. So see, for the six balls cost is rupees 90. When you buy 6 balls, these balls, so you have to pay rupees 90. Okay. What would be the cost of 10 such balls? So if you want to calculate the cost of 10 such balls, here you have a cost of for the 6 balls, you have to calculate for the 10. So what you will use? You will use the unitary method, right? We have discussed previously only. Firstly, we will calculate the cost for the one bowl. So we will calculate the one bowl equal to rupees 90 by 6, right? So you will do it and find it out the fraction value or rupees for the one bowl. After that, students, we will calculate for the value for the 10 bowls. You just multiply with this 10, then you will get it. So solve this question, students. So we have 900 by 6. So solve it and tell me the answer in rupees. How much rupees you have to pay to buying the 10 such bowls? Yes, very good, students. So we can give 150 rupees for buying the 10 balls. Okay, students. So next, let's come forward. So see, now again we have the 6 ball whose cost is 90, but would be the cost of 12 such balls now. Now you have to find it out for the 12. Do we use the unitary method again? Yes. So we know that the cost of 6 ball equal to rupees 90 and cost of 1 ball for the rupees, we have 90 by 6. So we can multiply 90 by 6 into 12, then we will get the cost. So write it down your answer in the comment box, students. Yes, do we get 180 rupees for the 12 balls? Yes, very good. So this is the correct answer for the 12 balls when you buy. Okay. So see, students, I have one more question for you. The cost of 5 packets of a chocolate is rupees 400. Then you have to find the cost of 10 packets of such chocolates. Okay. So the 4 options containing one answer. So choose the correct answer, which is best answer for this question. Yes, write it down your answer in the comment box. Yes, students, very good. So basically we have answer of which one? 800, right? So how we get 800, students? We know that for the cost of 5 packets we have rupees 400, right? If you will calculate for the 1 packet, you get rupees 80. So we have to calculate for the 10. You just multiply with rupees 80 with 10, you get rupees 800, right? So that way you can solve these types of questions. Okay, students. So let's come forward. So let's discuss what we have discussed today. So we have discussed today about the ratio, right, which is in the form of a proportion. When we say two ratio are in equal value, then they are in proportion, right? So now, students, you have to find out the equal ratio and simplify these. So you know that the proportions, you have to calculate it for that. So you can do it. Let me do one for you. So if you cancel these 10 and 15, you will get 2 by 5, 2 by 3. Okay. If you cancel for 8 and 12, if you simplify 5, you get again 2 by 3. If you talk about this 35 and 30, you get 6 by 7, right? And if we talk about this 42 and 48, we get 6 by 7. So students, which of the following are in proportions? Yes, we have a 2 are there which in the form of proportion, that is these two. Okay, so that way you can easily able to find it out which of the following are in proportion or not. Okay, so see students, I have one more question for you also. So determine its ratio which in the form of proportion. Okay, so two ratio are there, 2 kg by 80 and 25 gram by 625 grams. So you have to determine that if these are in proportion or not. So students, we know that how you will calculate. So we have 2 kg by 80 kg and we have 25 gram by 625 gram. So you cancel out first those terms which is required to be cancelled. So if you will cancel, you will get, but students, make sure unit should be proper. So here you can come to know that we don't have the proper units, right? So we will calculate the proper units for each question, then you easily able to do it. So students, calculate firstly this in the form of grams. So we multiply, we know that 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. So you multiply that, we get 1000, 2000 by 80,000 equal to 25. Is it, firstly we have to calculate. So now we get in grams, cancel out. So do we get the same answer? I get the answer as 140 and 125. Do we say that they are in proportion, they are equal? No, they are not equal in ratio. So though we can say that they are not in proportion. Okay students, so these are the few examples we discussed about equivalent ratios, right? So here we can say the about the ball, and here we can say the dog shadow is being comparison with the dog, right? So students, I have 3 questions for you. Firstly, you have to determine the ratio, find it out are they are in proportion or not, and then you have to find it out the middle and extreme value for them. And the second, we have to calculate the value of how much kilometer that car will go with that liter of petrol. So you will calculate also. And for the population of Rajasthan and the population of UP is given to you, an area also given. So you have to calculate in how many people are there in which states, and which state have very less populated. So these are the 3 questions for the homework. And the last students, we have an interesting activity. You have to find it out, the aim of this activity to find it out the proportion for to make some chocolate crispies. Okay, so there's 3 steps and the materials required as well as in front of you. So 3 steps, make sure you have read these statements, and the mathematical task is used to calculate here the ratio of the chocolates and cornflakes, as well as you have to work upon the ingredients. At last you have to find the proportion for each of the materials that is being used here. Okay, so students, make sure whenever you performing this activity, so you have to take the help of your elders, as well as you can take your help of your guardians. Okay students, so do this activity at your home with your parents. Make sure take precautions while doing it, and enjoy this activity at your home. Okay students, so thank you. We will meet with the interesting topic with the next video. Okay students.